Okay, today we're going to do day 63, multiplying decimals. Okay, so here's what I would do. I wanted to let you guys know that depending on the method, or depending on what the problem's asking, depends on what's probably the best method for you. A very easy go-to, which will always work, is the standard method. The method that your parents have taught you and known, the method that I learned, that's always a go-to. It will always work for multiplying decimals, okay? If you are doing, say, 1.4 times 2.4, here, what you would do, because it's decimal by decimal, these are the methods I would use. I would use standard. I would use area. Or you could do rectangle. I think I spelled that right. I always get angle and angel confused. Sorry about that. I should be better. So I would do either one of these. If I'm missing anyone, come back and let me know. If you're doing, say, maybe 4 times 3.2, so that means a whole number by decimal. You could use grids. You could use money. You could use base 10. You could use standard. You could use area. You could use rectangle. So as you see, these three here work for both one. Okay? Because the reason why it's difficult to use money for this is because it's not a whole number, so you can't repeat it. It's a percentage kind of. So that's why, if I were you, I would really try to understand one of these. On the test, if you use this method to solve it, this method to check, that's perfectly fine. If you use this method to check and this method to solve, that's fine. But doing it two different ways. But as you see, these work for both ways. What I want to do is I want to show you how to do a problem. And I'm going to do it with the standard, and then I'm going to do it with the area. And then I want you to try to do the rectangle section by yourself at home. So here's what I'm going to do. 2.9 times 1.5. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this, and I'm going to put it on another page so I can see them side by side. So excuse me for a second. Candy break. Just kidding. If you don't need candy, don't eat it. But if you need candy, candy break. Okay? So 2.9 times 1.5. I'm going to do area. Remember to give yourself plenty of space. That way you can see everything. So I'm going to put 2 here, 0.9 here, 1, and 0.5 here. Remember not to forget your decimals. Okay, here is 2 times 1, 1 times 0.9, 2 times 0.5, and 0.5 times 0.9. Okay, I know 2 times 1 equals 2. I'm going to box it just so I can see it. It's easier on the eyes. 2 times 5 equals 10, and 1 decimal, or 1 number after the decimal, so I'm going to move it over 1. Here, 1 times 9 equals 9, because of that. 1 decimal, or 1 number behind the decimal. And then 5 times 9 equals 45. And I have 2 digits behind the decimals. 1, 2. So here I'm going to have 2.9. And because that looks a little funny, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 0, 0, 0. That way it's easier for me to line up. 5, 9 plus 4 equals 13. Decimal, carry your 1. 1 plus 2 equals 3, plus 1 equals 4. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, hopefully I don't break the iPad, is I'm going to do it down here. I'm going to solve it. 2.9 times 1.5. Okay. 5 times 9 equals 45. So I'm going to put my 5 here and carry my 4. Now, I am multiplying like there's no decimals. Okay? So I'm completely ignoring the decimals till the very end. So I did 9 times 5, and I got my 5, and I carried my 4. And I did that right here in this box, as you can see. Next, I want to do 5 times 2. 5 times 2 equals 10, plus 4 equals 14. So I'm going to put my 1 there and my 4 there. I'm still ignoring the decimal. Now, if I want to put an X over that, I can do that because I'm done with that number. I'm done with the 5 right here. I'm going to put a placeholder because I'm now multiplying with this 1, and I'm putting 1, 0 because I have 1x. 1 times 9 equals 9, and 1 times 2 equals 2. I'm not using this 4. If you want to mark it out after you're done, then you can. That way you don't forget not to use it, or forget to use it. Excuse me, getting tongue twisted. Not to use it again. So now I'm going to add. I'm still forgetting my decimals. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to count how many numbers I have behind the decimal. 1, 2. 1, 2. I have 4.35, or 4 and 35 hundredths, and that's exactly what I got up there. Okay. I want you to try to do rectangle, where you're drawing all the lines. I want you to try to do that at home by yourself and come into school tomorrow. Trying to think of a good shout out. We will say go Cubs. Hopefully the Cubs win tonight and they beat the Indians, the Cleveland Indians. Also, if you're still listening to this, I want you to figure out how long it has been since the Cubs, A, went to the playoffs, the World Series, the last time the Cubs went to the World Series, and B, when's the last time, if at all, that they've won the World Series. Go do some research. Let me know. Go Cubs.